Light.
I was conscious of how cold and distinct I was being towards him. I had no interest. Not that I ever knew how to anymore. I'd never known particularly well how to use the right word, the proper way to act in various circumstances. But what little knowledge I had possessed, I'd long since lost. I assumed after the things I had said to him, Mell would never ask me on another walk again. But I was wrong. He did the very next time he came for medicine, and every time after that as well.
Hey, so I was thinking, I bet you'd make a really good singer if you wanted.
A singer?
Yeah. You got this really pretty voice. I think it'd be nice if you tried using it to sing. I am sorry. It's not my place to tell you what to do. You hardly talk. Why would I think you'd want to sing?
I'm glad we're on the same page. Never again.
Sorry about that, really. Anyway, I wonder who first came up with the idea to sing. You can brighten someone's day or sour their mood with just the sound of your voice. Kinda amazing, don't you think? It's almost like magic. Oh, and there are battle songs too, for getting soldiers fired up for combat.
Battle? Now there's a word I never expected to hear from you.
I mean, I am a guy. I admire anyone who has the strength to go to battle. I could never, ever do it myself, though. The sight of blood makes me sick. I barely know which end of a sword you're supposed to grab.
You're a noble, aren't you? What need do you have for knowing how to use a sword?
That's what I used to think too. But now I think I should have gotten training. I may not have been a soldier, but I needed to be strong. I've avoided so much if I was. And Nellie wouldn't have to live in a rundown shack in the middle of nowhere.
As I recall, you said once that forced from his home after a dispute. The rightful heir was. High society sounds like endless fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't care about any of this.
No, you're fine. I'm the one who asked.
Thanks. I want you to know I really do appreciate it. It's nice to just be able to talk about this stuff to someone.
You're naturally sociable. I'm sure you could find plenty of other people willing to.
I don't get into town much, not even to run errands, so I'm still kind of an outsider. You're my only friend right now. I hope that wasn't too presumptuous of me.
Call me whatever you like.
Oh, thank goodness. We could do this more often, really. Talk more, get to know each other better, become better friends.
To what end?
No end, just, you know, having friends is better than being alone. That's all.
I see. I'll be heading back now, and see you again.
Yeah, see you soon, Morgana.
Little by little, his words were getting closer to. Not enough to provoke an actual response, of course. But that wasn't his fault. I had locked myself up too deeply. I no longer knew how to express emotions, most especially those that resulted from human warmth. However, I had regained enough of something to feel a sort of nostalgia in my interactions with Mell. And I thought perhaps with enough time, I could go back to who prior. But shortly thereafter, he threw all that into the wind with single letters.
I'll take anything at this point to make her better. I'll even take a miracle if I can get one.
He appeared exhausted that day, much more than usual. His sister's conditions had that one muttered word set off a spark in my mind. It sent me back in time, well beyond when I was left humanity. 4 years ago, to my very origin, I was the daughter of God. My blood had healing properties. And the instant I remember that, there is only one course of action I could take. Without a moment's hesitation, I informed him that miracles did exist. I had been born in and that my blood had miracle powers. That after leaving the village of my birth, my power had only ever been misused. First by the Lord for his sickening habits, then by me for letting it lay idle so long. Now was the time correct that. He was a kind-hearted young man who loved his sister, who deserved this blessing more than him. I told him everything. At first he was surprised, but never once did he keep lying. He listened carefully and intently, taking in every word. But when I was finished, he said he believed. He said he would entrust his sister's care to me. Mell's sister slept upon his simple bed. She was a sweet little girl. She looked like she would have been quite spirited, if not for her ailment. Both she and her brother had beautiful flaxen hair. They looked as if they had both been yanked from a painting. Seeing them there, I wanted to do everything to help them, to ensure their happiness. And I knew that I had the ability to. No longer would I be the one receiving others' charity. I could be the one giving. So I made a new cut on my mostly healed. For the briefest of moments, a flash of him applying ointment appeared in my mind, but it quickly casted itself. The flaxen hair girl showed signs of recovering as a result of my miracle. A boy came to my cottage overjoyed to thank me. I was extremely proud of myself. I felt like for once I had actually saved someone's life. I had finally been able to use my gift to help someone truly good. After the miracle, though, he stopped referring to me as his friend. Understandably so. No one could think of themselves as equal with someone who performed miracles. Fear, reverence. They were all feelings that came from the same place. An inability to think of me as human. He experienced the world the same way he did. He saw me as abnormal. I had always been fine with that. It was how it was to be. Being different was what I always wanted. And in some way, it was what had kept me going. So seeing him put more and more distance between us shouldn't have bothered me in the slightest. But I continued to offer his sister my blood, no matter how distant he grew. Eventually, he stopped inviting me on walks. But that didn't matter. I would serve my duty and perform miracles regardless. He would simply knock on my cottage door and say,
My sister's fallen ill again. Would you come perform another miracle?
I could hear the apparition, and no longer did he show me his gentle smile. No longer did we look to the birds singing together. No longer was I the one being cold and distant. And no longer did he say, "See you again," when we parted ways. Back in my village, when everyone feared and revered me as a saint, it filled me with shadows of superiority. But there was no superiority now. Only a pickling in the softened shell of my heart. I was no longer the child I had once been. I had changed. I had learned what warmth felt like. My memories of that time were vague and ethereal. But the feelings they had created lived on deep within. For a time, I had felt a warmth familiarity around Mell, which only made me yearn for him to treat me that way again. I wanted to be able to open up to someone once, though I never said as much out. Gloomy day after gloomy day passed, and then I received a new visit. I asked them their business from behind the door, but they hesitated for a few moments before responding. My instincts told me that whoever it was a noble boy. So I waited, perplexed and slightly on edge, for them to say something. And then when they finally did, I was left aghast at what I heard.
Are you the witch with the miracle blood?
Why did he sound like a man who had slaughtered his slaves in the carriage, laughing all the while? What was he doing at my cottage? I thought he had wandered off somewhere never to be seen again. I thought he was out of my life for good. Why? Why did he call me away? And how did he know my powers? Had Mell told him? Or maybe his talkative little sister had gone running around babbling about it. I should have been clearer with them. Made absolutely certain they knew to keep their mouths shut. Please, leave. It took all my strength to get those 2 words out without my voice shaking. I could hear the screams from 4 years ago echoing. I could see the limbs flying, the blood pooling my feet. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it pulsing in my ear. Please, stay away from my home. After all that time I spent forgetting about everything, closing myself finally finding. Why did this monster find me only of senseless violence and death have to come back into my world? I never wanted to go through anything like that.
I am in need of your blood. Could you not spare a little?
I have nothing to spare for a man like you. My blood is only for the sick and needy. So please, go away. Stay away from me. I'm begging you. Get away from this place. You're a murderer. I want nothing to do with you. So please, just go away.
As you say.
He... Oh, thank heavens. My eyes feel like they're burning. No, Morgana. You have to be strong. You cannot let this get to you. Be strong. You have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Stop. Fight it back. No. I had sworn I never to cry again. But the moment fear released a grip on me, everything had been built up came pouring out a stream. Tears soaked my face. I wiped and wiped, and still my hands came back wet. Plus each passing second, I felt myself reverting into an ordinary, helpless little girl. No. That's what I had always. My whole life, I had been putting on airs, when in reality I wasn't even strong enough to withstand a little fright. Even with the horrible man gone, I couldn't rest. I couldn't be sure he was gone for good. Maybe he was just waiting for a more opportune moment to target me again. The following day, I took a brief walk with the noble boy, but I couldn't bring myself to talk to him about what had happened. With how much distance he was keeping between us, I doubted he would be willing to do anything. For 3 days and 3 nights, I shook in terror. Thinking, considering, speculating, wondering. Hardly getting a wink of sleep. I was too anxious to sit still, so I paced and circled around the chair by the fireplace. It's too sure to be sure I'm safe. Can't go outside unless I absolutely must. Not even just water from the lake. He could be waiting in the shadows of the lake. It's not safe here anymore. I shouldn't have said anything from my house. They've only ever brought me trouble. I should probably been somewhere else. How far could I even go? He could be out there waiting for. I would need help. Some people. No one's going to help me. The boys barely even wants to talk to me anymore. All I wanted was a quiet life. Is it him? Did he return? Calm yourself. Enoch's harder than that. It's not him. Who's there?
It's me.
Ah, his sister needs more of my blood.
I'm not here about Nelly today. I am sorry for being so distant lately.
What?
I want to talk things over.
He's finally reconsidered. If he can treat me like a friend again. Then maybe I could ask him. I want to talk to you. I opened the door without second thoughts. I let my guard drop. Because in my mind, the flaxen-haired boy briefly took the place of the slave man from the brothel. The man who had saved me from the Lord offered me his hand, guided me into the light. And here he was to set me free. To take me away from this place, take me somewhere new. He had pulled me out of the darkest depths of despair. And here he was. ready to offer me a glimmer of hope to cast away the shadows. So I reached out to take it. And my arm went tumbling to the ground. My hope falling not far behind. I can't read any of that.
Way too fast.
Is that me? Oh.
I don't think it is. Take it. That's your share. She'll last you long enough.
What do you mean to take it? Jeez.
Have you ever had a dream where you could do anything?
God. Jeez.
The wall has returned.
No, this is like a pure wall. This is not just a wall. This is a pure wall.
Nothing personal. I just need your blood. Without it, she'll lose her church. She needs the money. I need some way of getting enough money to keep her church running. So the Lord made me an offer.
The Lord.
I brought him the witch with the miracle blood, who would finance a whole new church for her. So don't take it personally. You get to be the sacrifice. To keep her church from collapsing. To keep her world from collapsing. So don't take it personally, witch.
Cheers! A saint's blood and good fortune to all! You're a damn witch wearing a saint's skin.
No, I'm not. Oh. After cutting off my left arm, the strange-looking man stuffed me into a sack and tied me up and threw me over his shoulder and carried me away somewhere. And while he was walking, he muttered at me over his shoulder, explaining where we were going. Apparently a new church ran by someone called the Saintess, and she was going to give my blood to patrons of the church, saying it was some kind of miracle elixir. But what was this nun doing calling herself the Saintess when I was a real saint, and why did I have to sacrifice for her sake? It didn't make any sense. And most of all, why was the Lord involved? Why did that vicious, cruel, miserable man have to come back into my life? Why couldn't he just... was that really so... Why... He already had his way with... He had his terrible banquets, his blood Sabbaths. Already, what did he need with more of my blood? Hadn't he already had enough? Did he find out it had real powers and so he decided to come back for more? Was that it? He could have just called me to Saint It. Instead of her, he didn't have to make me into a witch. Oh, it's because of the face, isn't it? He wanted a pretty face to put on his brand new church. Not an ugly scarred face like mine. Well, that's all. She's just pretty and I can perform miracles. But I'm here with my arm cut off and stuffed in a bag. Even slaves are treated better than this. All I wanted was a quiet life. But I have this power, so I just wanted to use it to help, that's all. Oh, Father, your trial is great. I cannot bear it any.
Respect for reading the whole thing.
I wasn't born to spend my whole life suffering. I am surprised I didn't miss a sentence.
I was surprised you wanted to do it. I wouldn't blame you. Good work.
About time. There's a witch. To me, you didn't harm her, dog. I smell blood. You only instructed me not to kill her. Mistakes were made. Limbs were lost. I cleaned up all the blood I got on me. No one suspected anything. That you were able to immediately recognize it as the smell of blood said quite a bit, Lord. You have killed before, haven't you? Enough yapping. She is alive, yes? Of course.
I did not realize it was muted. Sorry.
No tears. No tears. Now that's a good girl. Simply wouldn't be the same if you cried and blabbered like a lowly slave or a whore. Dignified and saintly. That's what I need you to be.
Welcome, witch. You'll be giving your blood to all my people now, not only me.
Is that...
Oh, do you remember me? What an honor, a truly splendid honor.
How could I ever forget? How could I ever forget? All that. And the humility. How could I ever blood Sabbath to you, so loved? Haven't had enough, have you? Leaving scars on every inch of my body wasn't enough for you. You haven't had your fill of my blood.
I'm thrilled to know the great saint remembers the lavish parties I threw for her. I take it they left quite an impression then.
You're the man who bound me, cut me up, called me a witch, and then tried to kill me. I haven't forgotten you even for a moment.
That's splendid to hear. I'm sure you tried so very hard to cast my memory aside. But you never could you? You know what that means? That the scars are left all over you. Run deeper than anything else you ever experienced. Look at that face, so twisted and hideous. I bet you loathe me. That you'll never be able to forgive me.
I don't care how much my father preaches forgiveness. That is one thing you'll get from me. I despise you. I revile you with every fiber of my... For every scar you gave me, I give you a lifetime of hatred. Never, you will never have my forgiveness. This man, the Lord, he destroyed me mind and body. This man ruined my
I see. So I'm the one who ruined your life. But why should I concern me? Your words are as insignificant as the chirps of a dying robin. Scream and shout until your throat goes sore.
It doesn't change anything. We lock the witch up and proceed as planned.
O Father, God of heaven and earth, my life has become nothing. Shattered and
Good day, Lord Barnier. Hello?
Not hungry.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I need some time to rest, so don't bother me.
Yes, sir.
Make sure everyone knows. You have to stay away from my room.
By your command, my lord.
Why? Why was she the lakeside witch? How could this happen? There must be something I can do. Some way to fix this. No, don't fool yourself, you damn buffoon. There's no fixing that. Her arm's been cut off. Her mind's broken. If only that Far Eastern dog hadn't been such a damn idiot. She might actually be in proper shape. Fucking fuck! I'm the one who gave the order. The one who to blame for this is me. I can spend all goddamn day regretting it, but there's no taking back what has already been done. Ugh! God damn it! What the hell am I supposed to do? What can I do? I could set her free. And a doctor. Yes. Find a good doctor. There's no getting her arm back, but he could at least patch her up. This is all my fault. So I'll do right by her, look after her myself. Make sure she's taken care of for the rest of her life. Are you out of your mind, Jacobo? Why should everyone to stay with you? Damn it. Can't even stay focused.
What's there to think about, boy? You already know what you must do.
Get out of here, spirit! When you learn your damn lessons, just stay dead, damn it! The last thing I need is a pathetic ghost constantly sticking its nose in my business.
Strong words of a man can even keep his head in the presence of said pathetic ghosts. Dance as plain as day, boy. You proceed exactly as planned. Make a witch's blood into your miracle's elixir and distribute it at the church. You're taken to these, as well as winning the people's favor for supporting the new, beloved church. It's a fine scheme. I'm impressed you came up with it, boy.
Silence! That was before I knew she was the witch.
What's it matter? The girl's going to be dead soon regardless. Progress and growth, it always comes at a price. You just simply accept that the price has already been paid. Tell me, is the girl worth throwing the entire venture aside? Knowing you'll lose all the goodwill you made to gain from it, and more.
She's Morgana's. She's my.
A chart could tell you which has more value. You bared away this entire land, boy. Don't try to cast it aside because you killed one little girl.
She isn't dead. She's still.
Surely you can't call that living.
She's not.
She is, and you killed her.
I did not!
There's no turning back. Why are you so upset about this, boy? Council Slay is a parish at your command. You had the slum rats who tried to bite you slaughtered. And only now are you concerned about another's life? Surely you're still clinging to your naive sentimentality, are you? Oh, but she's different from those disposable sacks of flesh. She's dear to me. We have so many wonderful memories together. I love her.
Enough!
I come too far to step down from the throne. No matter how much you may have cared for the girl before, it's out of question now. You cannot have her. When a noble man marries, it's for political purposes. Be connections, resources, appearances, always something to gain. Taking a nameless peasant girl will make you a laughingstock of the land. So lock her up and drain her until there's nothing left.
Shut your damn mouth, cursed spirit! You don't have any idea what you're talking about. You don't know the first thing about how I feel about her. The things we shared. Wait a minute. What's going on? How the hell do you know any of that?
Took you long enough, boy.
I did not realize. You never the kind of man.
To speak of progress and growth? That it wasn't?
What the hell? What are you?
I already told you. I'm the curse known as the Lord of the Land. You need me to put it in simple terms for your simple mind? I am your sickness.
You're out of your mind. I'm not sick.
I'm not the one who's out of his mind, boy. This is a world of madness and disease, but not of spirits. The throne drives all who sit upon it to madness, power or sanity. A man can only have one, and all the faster will his grasp on his mind slip when he has no one at his side to shield him from his enemies. I'm not Jean-Francois Barnier, and there's no way for you to banish this spirit. Your mind is broken, on the verge of collapse. And there's nothing you can do to stop it.
No. No, 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 no! You're lying! My mind is not broken. I am perfectly sane. There's not a grain of madness in me.
Tell me, Jacobo, is this the power you always sought? Is this what you spent day and night fighting to achieve?
What? How are you? I thought you wanted power in order to protect those you cared most about. But here you are, using that power to destroy their lives. Or is power the only thing you care about protecting anymore? Shut up! Is that what I took up the blade for all those years ago? Enough! You don't have any place criticizing me. You're just a stupid child with his head in the clouds. Who thinks he can become some kind of hero. If you hadn't been so foolish, I wouldn't be in this place at all. You're right. We chose the wrong path. There's no way for us to get back on the right one any longer. This wasn't what I wanted at all. The future I dreamed of. The outcome I hoped for. But who did I even have to explain that to? It wouldn't even understand if I tried. There were walls as high as the eye could see on both sides of this path. Forward was the only way I could go. I killed my old friends and comrades. Lost everything along the way. But still, I had marched on. because that was all I could do. And now, power is the only thing that remained in my hands. So I'll make a disposal of myself, bury all my feelings for her, and continue my march straight into hell. I had no other choice. Every day felt like a slog through a storm with no end in sight. Though I did everything to keep up appearances when I wasn't alone, I masked any trace of my discord beneath a veil of bottomless confidence. I reached a point where nearly everything I'd said or did in public was an act, a farce even. Among the mistakes the far eastern dog made was involving a third party. He was a young man. There was a considerable possibility he was nobility, which meant I could simply dispose of the boy until I had more information. Between that and his decision to cut off Morgana's arm, I was looking like quite a fool for thinking I could tame a beast. Though of course my biggest mistake was coming up with a scheme in the first place. Soon after locking Morgana up in the tower, I summoned the boy, making it abundantly clear he was not to tell anyone that what he knew, then sealing the deal by turning him into a co-conspirator. The boy was irritatingly timid, in part, I presumed, because the dog had already threatened him. All it took to keep him nice and obedient was a stern glare and a few choice words. I hired the dog to be my bodyguard and assigned the boy to an administrative supervising post on the new church grounds. Having been originally built as a second manor for the previous lord, the church was still more mansion than church, which meant there was an abundance of rooms for the boy to stay in. I then summoned a saintess there to serve as the face of the church. She was to remain on the grounds all day. At night, she would stay in a cottage at a safe distance from the church. I also informed her that I stored my money and valuables in an observation tower, that she would be charged with treason if she's trespassed. She was a naturally trusting woman. She seemed grateful for everything I was doing for her, so I doubt she would spill anything. Though, if she did, 3 keys were required to enter the tower. 1 held by me, 1 by the dog, and 1 by the boy. So all 3 of us were in this until the witch died. I had one of my many aides dig around for information on the noble boy. Mell was his name. He claimed he had been banished from his home. I couldn't just take him at his word. I'd be absolutely sure so that when the witch died, I could eliminate him. The dog too, of course. No one who knew anything could be allowed to live. That said, he seemed like he could put up a better fight than the boy, so we'll have to be a bit more careful in choosing how to take him out. I wasn't too worried, though. I was the Lord, after all. So as long as much didn't change, I could do just about anything. Once we started distributing the miracle elixir, the church following grew far quicker than I expected. Numerous reports of people being cured of diseases spread through the city. Before long, even the healthy came seeking its powers. Every smiling face that walked out of the chapel put on another black stain on my spirit. Her blood really was miraculous. It was then that I understood why the last Barnier had held all those banquets. He wasn't just torturing a little girl. He was feasting on miracles. Now that word was spreading, I knew the rumors were true. I lost my final escape route. The plan failing entirely because the blood was just ordinary blood. Forward was the only route that remained. One day, the Far Eastern dog said to me, "Everything is proceeding exactly as you said it would, Lord. I didn't believe in miracles, but seeing all this has tempted me to change my mind. You were right. One girl's life is indeed a worthy exchange." I wasn't sure how I responded, though by that point, I largely just rattled off bitter snark and insults reflexively in response to anything. So presumably I called a dog, perhaps giving a laugh. Most nights, I could no longer sleep without the aid of an alcohol. I was pretty sure none of it's poisoned, but I spent a lot of time throwing it back up regardless. Barnier's crackling echoed in my chambers. The world twisted and contorted. Quite frankly, I was considering taking my own life, but I wouldn't let myself run away from what I had done. What I was doing to her, I said I would continue my march straight down to hell. That was exactly what I planned to do. Again and again I repeated to myself, I feel nothing for her. I never loved her. She's just another faceless peasant. I have no memories of my past life. The days turned to months. Soon spring was upon us.